We'll stick with this Formula One Rocks now, getting a little bit out of shape there. Through the two Ravazza corners onto the main straight now, the long run towards the start-finish straight, riding on board now with bonnet cam as he comes across the start-finish line. Can he go quicker again? I don't know whether he can. Oh, yes he can.
He did.
A 1:40.542. So not, I tell you what, boy, does that send a message. Nige Guns coming into the pits. He's happy with P2 as Waffles and Bits comes across the line. And he's currently in P9, and I think he's going to stay there with a 1:42.1. Just giving everybody on the stream a little bit of entertainment there, just fishtailing down the main straight back to the garage. But what a lap, Rob, from Formula One Rocks. He already had provisional pole with a 1:40.6. But he went even quicker with a 1:40.5 here tonight. So we're ready to go racing here at Imola. Round one of the new season. Here we go. We are racing here in round one, and it's Formula One Rocks getting the perfect start off the line. Righty moves up to third early on as we head into Tamburello in turn one, and it's Nige Gun slotting into second place. Righty in third, all contact there. Bubbles and Cartoon fighting for P4. Here they come now, down to the Gilles Villeneuve corner and the Tosa hairpin on lap one. It's Formula One Rocks. From Nige Guns, Righty, Cartoon, Bubbles, all in your picture. The top five all together, everyone managing to get away cleanly there. Jason currently in P6.
Making a move up the inside there. There's a bit of contact, but that's fair.
And that's keeping Nemo interested as well. So Jason going down the inside into the Tosa hairpin. I tell you what, he's a little bit of argy-bargy there as he looked to push Nemo off the circuit. Jason's off. Well, I reckon Nemo might be off the Christmas card list after that. I don't want to put any blame on Nemo, but that looked a little bit close, too close for comfort, you might say there, Rob.
Thanks.
Very slippery in a straight line. Oh, I tell you what, he's getting in the slipstream there. He's a fair bit closer than what he was on the previous lap.
Have a dive. Here we go.
Oh, it's very close. He's going to have a go. I tell you what, I'm the same as you, Rob, and I'm sure everybody watching at home, they cannot take their eyes off this lead battle. Lap 7 out of 20. And there's the new sheriff in town, Nige Guns, just saying to Formula One Rocks, I'm here, let's go and play. Into the Tosa hairpin. He is not giving an inch. Neither driver is giving anything at this point in time. I guess the next question will be pit stop strategy, and indeed what each one of these lead drivers are going to do. As we saw Cartu there, 3.8 behind this leading duo, so he's just biding his time as well. But impossible to take your eyes off this battle for the time being. Almost approaching half race distance here at Imola. Round one of the new season. Boy, it's exciting. I know we've been away for a couple of months, but it's great to have 35 seconds back to Nige Guns, his main competitor there in P5. Nige Guns heading towards turns 15 and 16 at the Ravazza. 14 and 15 in fact. I'm adding one more extra corner to this track. Of course, it's no longer there. But anyway, as the great Murray Walker would say, you watch the track, I'll watch the pit lane. As Nige, here he comes down the main straight. Where is Formula One Rocks? He's still in the pit lane. He's coming out now. Here he goes. Is he going to get into the lead? Yes.
That's interesting how that one shaped out. I thought that the undercut would have worked, but yeah, Formula One Rocks had no pressure on him, so he could keep on lapping a lot quicker than he had after having a train behind him that was Nige Guns.
This is incredible now. So Nige Guns has come out, so the undercut has not worked here, but it's not over yet though. Mighty Murph heading up to P3, so he could hold up Formula One Rocks here now, and that gap now down to 2 seconds. Cartoon sitting pretty out there in the lead.
Move for a second there, but here we go. We got Formula One Rocks going past you. He's taken. That's a bit dodgy. He's forced Mighty Murph onto the grass there, and as soon as you get into the grass, wow. Wow.
And Nige Guns is off the track and he's absolutely disappeared there. We still haven't seen him. And there he is. Oh, this is incredible. Mighty Murph just getting involved a little bit there, but you've got to say that not so much Mighty Murph, but Formula One Rocks.
It's been a very good race. He's driven very well. He's held off Nige Guns when he was being really, really aggressive, trying to get down the inside and show him a wheel. But yeah, great win from Formula One Rocks.
Here he comes across the line. Formula One Rocks takes the victory here tonight. And it's Cartu taking second place in this race as we wait for Waffles to complete the podium. Robin, look at that. Formula One Rocks continuing his good form from last week. He's on pole position for race 1.
Yeah, he loves this place, mate. You know, he's unbeaten around here, so it's going to take a lot of work from Waffles and even Trust there to get past him. But you know what? It's motorsport. He can make a mistake if he's under pressure.
We are ready. The engines roar. And they are away at a bad start from Formula One Rocks there off the line. And that sees him engulfed by the top two guys. And there's contact at the back. My Lord, look at that. 3 cars out, all at the back. And there is bodywork flying everywhere as Waffles takes the lead through turn 1, heading into turn 2. Sub GT has slotted into P2. Then it's Formula One Rocks. A bad start from him in P3. Then V8 Man has moved his way up to P4 ahead of Fubbles and Nige Guns in P6. What a start here at Long Beach, Rob.
European leagues and American leagues on project cars. Oh, we got Formula One Rocks just passes Nige anyway. He hasn't even. Nige hasn't come in for that pit stop, and Formula One Rocks said, "Nah, I'm not having this. I'm going to get past you and show you what I can do and show you those 2 beautiful lights on the sculpted rear of that Ford GT."
I tell you what, that is bloody magnificent. Formula One Rocks passes him and just says, "Stuff you, I'm coming through, I'm quicker than you, and I'm better than you." And I'm up into P2. Absolutely fantastic stuff as well. We do our best here, Neil. Great to have your comment. And Alan, just Big Al wanting to know whether you're having scones, jam and cream, Jace, considering you're out of this one. I didn't want to really bring that up. It's a little bit awkward, isn't it? As Formula One Rocks streams back into the lead. Perfect timing on the last lap, out of the last corner, on to the start-finish straight to take victory here at Long Beach and continue his perfect run at this circuit in SRL Project Cars 2, but the battles aren't over. Have a look at this. Fubbles, Sub and Waffles all together there.
Waffles
look at
on
this.
The outside here. You can get a bit of grip. He's going to go around the outside of Sub GT. No, he isn't. Sub GT's holding him off and they've collided. Waffles is going to get a free place with Bubbles there, and it's going to be interesting to see what the drag race does down to the line. We know that Matt has a speed, but oh my Lord, he tries to take him out of the line. That's a bit of Michael Schumacher stuff there, isn't it, mate?
Unbelievable stuff, that's right.
Race.
What a race for everyone watching at home, and after all that action, there's a familiar winner, and that is Formula One Rocks taking victory here tonight by some margin over Sub GT Racer in P2, just ahead of Waffles. And talking about just ahead of somebody, look at that, Fubbles just 1/10, less than a tenth, 0.99 for P3. And, well, same result as where he finished last week, ahead of Fubbles in 4th.
On the circuit, so if you get caught up behind a car, you've got to do that. But you know what? Second's not a bad starting position if you can get a good enough start, which I hope you can.
Here we go. We don't actually see those red lights, but they are out,
no,
and we are away, racing now. And Truss getting a perfect start, maintaining the lead. Formula One Rocks there, not getting a bad start. He's going to have a look at Truss down to turn 1.
He's going to have a dive here. He's got the line here. He's past Truss. A little bit of a hip and shoulder, that's fair. He needs to get past, but oh, gee, this might be an accident here into the roundabout. But yeah, good start from Truss. We saw Formula One Rocks there doing the right thing. He's a little bit slower off the start line. He dipped in behind Truss there, get that slipstream so I can make a run into him into the first corner. But gee, he's coming in for another dive. He's going to get past. Truss he's saying, no way, Jose. He wants this race win bad.
Well, can you believe it? What a battle we're seeing on the streets here at Long Beach. Truss and Formula One Rocks side by side, heading down the back straight now. Formula One Rocks has taken the lead, but Truss he's not done with yet. He's just saying to Jono, there's a new sheriff in town. Look at that, no quarter given here on lap one. They are bumper to bumper, first, second, third, fourth and fifth, all in your screen here on lap one. Guy Truss, I like this boy. Got a bit of biffo about him, doesn't mind a bit of argy-bargy. He'll be on the comeback trail, and Formula One Rocks now under all sorts of pressure from Sub GT. Heading through the middle part of this race now, lap 3 out of 14. And coming down now through lap 3. Boy, what a battle we are seeing. Formula One Rocks is not giving up at all. Maintaining that lead ahead of Sub GT, and then Truss in P3. Hot on his heels now, down the back straight. Don't forget about Waffles there in P4, Righty in P5, the comeback kid Jace in P6. And look at this, further down the field, Nige Guns, HSV, Mighty Murph in 9th, Fubbles completing the top 10. Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind in 11th, Nemo in 12th. Announcing his retirement on the live stream. We might try and catch some of that press conference a little bit later. But have a look at this. The top 6 separated by just 3.5 seconds, Rob. What a race, what a championship we have got here on SRL.
Gee, if he could do it with those two taking each other out, I think he's going to take that as a little gift, a little bit of a Christmas present to himself.
Well, here we go. It is around Christmas time, Rob. I know where you're coming from. First, second and third. Oh, here we go. The battle for the lead is on. Sub GT, in fact, has taken the lead, but Formula One Rock slots in behind him, and so does Truss to get the slipstream. Through into lap 5 now, first, second, third, all on your screen there, as you can see. And oh boy, this is going to end in... down the inside, is it going to end in tears? Oh no, oh, Formula One Rocks takes the lead again. But Sub GT just behind him. Look at that, it's ever so close, isn't it? Truss still in P3. And now that's got Waffles interested in P4. All 4 of them going at it, Rob. As here we go, lap 14. 6 seconds up the road is Formula One Rocks. He wins every bloody week, though. That's boring. We want to watch this battle, don't we, Rob? And so does everybody at home. All 21 people watching the live stream here tonight. Oh, my goodness, that was awfully close. Don't look in the mirrors. Good advice, Neil. Here we go, Sub GT, hot on the heels of Truss there in P2. Should we be looking at our lead man? I know we should be. As he comes across the line, we'll get to that battle, back to that battle soon, as Formula One Rocks crosses the line to take victory here in race 2 and continue his perfect record, but the battle for second, the race is still on, and Truss holds on to P2 here at Long Beach.
Gee, Formula One Rocks undefeated this circuit. That's an unbelievable record he's got there. Well done to him.
A perfect record continues in this season at this circuit. You name it, he does it all. And I tell you what, but, well, I reckon Truss might have announced himself, though. And fantastic race. P2 in the Drivers' Championship, 22 point.
Wow.
And it's a good... well,
we're
it's
back with the long one, Trev.
Wow, that is quite incredible. I saw something like that in that F3 race at Macau the other week, but that was wow, that was Waffles and Bits Airways, wasn't it? And there's a little bit of, and I tell you what, Mickey, that's we might have to throw a red flag for this one, because that's just that's just completely stuffed Mickey's hot lap if he was on one. But there we go, the final results then for qualifying. Well, Cart Dude straight back into it, a week off. It's done him some good, a 138.2. Cart Dude on pole position for tonight's race. Then it's Truss continuing his good form so far in this season, a 138.3. P2 for him. Nige Guns in P3. HSV in P4. Then it's Fubbles in P5. Jason Wilkinson in P6, Smokey in P7, as we continue to go down the order. Mighty Murph in P8. He's not going to be too happy about that. The quickest of the New Zealand drivers. And then it's Righty in P9. Formula One Rocks. There's a turn up for the books, Rob, in P10. Live and exclusive here. 21 laps. Round 3 of SRL. We are ready to go. Racing there. Nige Gun's got a bad start off the line, but it's Cart Dude and Truss side by side. There, Truss slots into P2. Is he going to make a move on Cart Dude into turn 1? No, he's not. HSV jumps. Nige Gun's off the start and takes P3. Fubbles has him for company, but it's Cart Dude out in front. Somebody off there. Mighty Murph. And let me tell you, Mighty Murph in P9, but look at that. Bits and pieces flying everywhere. They've managed to, most of them have managed to get away cleanly up the hill here on lap 1. So it's Cart Dude, Truss, Nige Guns. Jason, what a start for him, up to P4 from P6. A terrific start for our man Wilco, but it's Cart Dude maintaining the lead early on lap 1.
I mean, we saw from last week, Truss is a very good, fair, clean racer. I mean, those last laps he did with a sub-GT last week was brilliant, but yeah, oh, there we go, we got Carty off the road there. He's just a little bit too committed going through that corner, and the cars are very heavy with fuel at the moment. The tyres aren't up to pressure, and I think Truss is going to get into that slipstream and have a look into the first turn tree.
Oh, here we go, the slipstream. We mentioned, didn't we, before the start? He couldn't get him on lap 1. They're side by side here on lap 2. Is he going to go around the outside? He is! What a move from Truss! Oh my goodness, he just had the slipstream heading across the start-finish straight, and he went around the outside.
Also, what the boys of the Fords can do, because we know they have area loss. I mean, it's significant with the Fords, so can they claw the way up through the field? It's going to be interesting to see what F1 does. He's not coming up on my list here. I can't find him. Oh, Formula Rocks is actually in 4th position, so he's actually made 6 spots within 2 laps. That's incredible work from our championship leader troop.
And how ironic is this? Formula One Rock started P10, now is up to P4, and the man that started P4 is now in P10. I'm not sure what happened to HSV there, but he's currently down in P10. Through that, look at that 6th gear, 240 kilometres an hour through the 130R. Onto the start-finish straight. Truss, he's still in the pit lane. It's going to be very close. Here he comes, a little bit of traffic there, but never worry about that. He comes onto the pits. Is he going to get him? Formula One Rocks. I reckon he has. Into the lead.
This is going to be absolutely interesting there, Trev, because we've got 2 laps to go, and we know how quick that Corvette is around here. So can Formula One Rocks keep it behind? Can Truss get those temperatures back up at the brakes quick enough to challenge Formula One Rocks there, Trev? He's going to get the run up here. I think he's going to get that slipstream. He's going to have a look going up towards the screen curve. It's going to be absolutely interesting. Oh my God, covers the inside. Truss goes on the outside. This is the best racing we've seen all day. And Truss slid that rear end of the car. That's unbelievable. What's happened there? Is Truss behind him? I can't breathe, Trev.
I'm so excited. I'm standing up. Truss, he's in the Bermuda Triangle. He's disappeared off my screen. I don't know about yours and everyone watching at home. He's completely disappeared off the map. But Formula One Rocks around the last corner, onto the start-finish straight, continues this perfect start to this championship. Across the line, 4 races, 4 wins for Jono. Formula One Rocks taking victory here tonight ahead of Cart Dude in P2. We're still sending out the search party for Truss, who's gone missing off our timing screens. But Big Shep will be celebrating tonight because here comes your man, Jason Wilkinson, comes across the line in the Ford, lights flashing to take P3 in this race. Tonight, hashtag Truss is going to show us what he's made of, as here comes Formula One Rocks up to pole position.
Gee, there's nothing.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely nothing in there. That's again, that's a bee's fasten between he and Jason Roddy there. So yeah, that's a great lap.
Stuff. And Jason Wilkinson taking his hat off as well to Jono, saying, "Whoa, Jono." And we see the great drivers, don't we? Ayrton Senna, Michael Schumacher, just when the time, right at the end of the qualifying session, you see them set those super fast times and find a 10th or 2. But that is the end of qualifying. And if I was Jace, I'd feel a little bit hard done by there. But we'll take a look at the final results now here in qualifying for round 4 of this SRL season. It is Formula One Rocks, the man with the perfect run so far in Season 3. He's on pole position, snatching pole position at the last second from Jason Wilkinson, ahead of his teammate. But we are ready to go racing here at Spa. 22 laps in wet conditions. Formula One Rocks on pole position. They'll be staring down into turn 1. Lights out. Away we go. Good start off the line from Jason. Now there's contact at the back. Whoa. One of the VB cars is off there. I think it's Righty as Formula One Rocks leads into turn 1. Somebody else off there too at the start. We said it was going to be carnage, and we're not wrong as HSV's around as well. Whoa. And there's contact. There's bits and pieces flying everywhere. And I tell you what, we might have to throw a red flag or a safety car. We don't have safety cars in this, do we?
In that. Can't do got involved in that, and so did Nige Guns.
Incredible stuff. Incredible scenes here. Wet conditions, like we said. So the drivers, 22 laps. It's a long race. And, well, you can't win the race at turn 1, but you can certainly lose it, can't you, Rob?
Yeah, that pit lane, and I can hear Formula Rocks coming out of the pit box. This is... Ooh, I think, yeah, Jace has got him pretty comfortably there, but... yeah, that little mistake can be absolutely costly for Formula Rocks there, Trev.
And Jason goes into a net P1. Smokey.
And Waffles has jumped him as well.
And Waffles.
So Truss.
Waffles and Bits and Truss have, they've all got ahead of Formula One Rocks. My goodness, what drama here at Spa. It was all looking so perfect. Just business as usual for Jono here tonight. He had 4 wins from 4. But now he is, I tell you what, I wouldn't count him out if I were you, but currently down in P5.
Back of Jason Wilkinson here, mate.
Look at that. This is amazing stuff. Look at that. Waffles on board now with Waffles. He's so close. There's nothing between him and Jason. And look at that. P2 and P3. Effectively the battle for P1 in this race. And look at that. Is he going to have a go down into the bus stop chicane there? They're very close. Jason made a mistake. He's made a mistake. And now they're side by side, the two Fords. And he's through. Waffles makes the move. Heading into the chicane. And there was a puddle there. And I reckon that might have... I wonder if Jason might have hit that. But anyway, so up into P2 goes Waffles and Bits. Just 6 laps remaining in this race. So Jason down to P3 now. And he's going to have all sorts of company. And now Truss.
Formula Rocks has passed Truss. He's on the back of a
Formula One.
Right. That's Jason and Formula Rocks. Oh my God.
It's all happening here. My goodness, look at this. Oh, second, third, fourth and fifth all together there on your screen as we come up the hill to Eau Rouge. You want to be careful there, Jason. You might get corner cutting warning.
I think he's got a penalty there.
And I reckon
you can see he's dropping back.
He might have a penalty there, a slow down penalty here, but look at that. All
Truss
together.
Look, what is Truss going to do? Yeah, he's done the right thing there, actually. He's on the...
Formula One Rocks down the straight, and the slipstream effect can get you an extra 7 to 10 kilometres there. You can see on the
dive. You can see Waffles turning, moving on the right-hand side there, just covering off the line. Waffles is going to be a little bit deep.
And he spun!
Turn around!
He spun! And there's contact! This is incredible! They're both sitting there at Lake Com, and there's another car involved as well with Formula One Rocks.
Jason Wilkinson through the field.
And Jason Wilkinson says, "Don't forget about me." Hilarious stuff. This is incredible, unbelievable. Formula One Rocks and Waffles. Oh, they were ahead by about 8 or 9 seconds, and now Jason is back in the action as well. He thought, well, that's my night. Actually, just making a phone call, just telling the man whoever's doing the podium celebrations to just get ready with the champagne, because he's only a lap and a half away now. About 10 or 11 kilometres from the finish line, and boy, will he be glad to see that one at the end of this race, that checkered flag. And he's gone a 2-minute 26.6 there last time around, and that of course
Rocks has disappeared. And he's got internet issues, so Waffles actually has inherited first there, Trev.
So just as we're talking about getting the champagne out, it's never over. What a weird race.
Yeah, Waffles is easier going through his bus stop chicane. He's come away with the win, and he's driven very well tonight. And we got Waffles, Truss, and our mate Jay. So But yeah, Truss on top with a 1:23.7. That's an unbelievable time there, Trev.
Let's just put that into perspective. Thank you, Rob, because Truss on pole position with a 1:23.721. And that is hot, hot, hot. That is world record pace on the PS4. The fastest lap ever in the history of humans around this circuit. Let that sink in for everybody at home. And Cart Dude could only get within 6/10 of him in P2. Sub GT race, a good result for him with a 24.4 there in qualifying. We're ready to go racing. The drivers staring down into turn one. The lights come on, they are out, and they are away. And Truss has a bit of a slow start off the line, and Cart Dude takes the lead. Truss put back to second place. Formula One Rocks up to third briefly, then down to fourth. Cart Dude in the lead as they head around turn one. They're side by side, and Truss is not giving him an inch. But it's Cart Dude with his nose in front, heading through lap one. Up towards the Craner curves, it's Cart Dude. Slightly ahead of Truss in P2, who lost the lead off the line. Then it's Sub GT in third. Formula One Rocks in fourth. Jason in fifth. Ahead of Bubbles in sixth. But what a start from Cart Dude. He got the perfect run off the line down into turn one, Rob.
And he knows how to defend and he knows how to deal with pressure. But, I mean, here's the big pressure behind these two. It's Formula One Rocks. He is closing in every time that Truss and Cardi has a little scrap. Truss goes for the overtake and Cardi covers off. They're pushing each other back into Formula One Rocks here. So it's going. Oh, Formula One Rocks is in the pits. So he's go for the undercut, Trev.
Well, will the undercut work here tonight? Very early, interesting strategy from Jono there. One might say that he was probably getting a bit held up. We mentioned that Cart Dude was just backing Truss up, who was backing into Jono. So electing to go in the pits very early, only lap 7. We mentioned mandatory pit stops tonight as well for company, but V8 man Dane not giving an inch, not going away here, keeping the inside line going into through red gate at turn 1. And they do a bit of a crisscross move now. Truss, he's going to have better grip on those tyres. Can he hold the inside line heading through turns 2? That keeps Formula One Rocks very interested as well. He says, I'm here as well. Let's go and play. But V8 man holding station there. He's doing pretty well, Rob.
Yeah, he's did a great job, but I don't know why he's racing with these two because he still has to come in for a pit stop, Trev. So all he's doing is holding up Truss. I mean, it could be just team orders because Truss and Formula Rocks are in the same team, so he could be holding up Truss so Formula Rocks can get past. But yeah, Truss is around.
And this is incredible stuff. Look at that. We were talking about team orders. V8 man and Formula One Rocks, both for Shake and Bake Racing. And he's playing a bit of a Valtteri Bottas role there, acting as the wingman for Jono. But through the Melbourne hairpin for the final time here tonight. And I reckon it's going to be mighty, mighty close, but I reckon Formula One Rocks might have him here. Is Cart Dude going to dive off into the pit lane? No, he's not. Through the last corner. Out of the last corner, across the line. And it's Formula One Rocks getting back to winning ways here at Donington Park in round 5 of SRL. Truss taking third. But why do French people eat snails? Because they don't like fast food.
What did one Frenchman say to the other Frenchman? Something in French.
Oh yes, that's right. It's 14 minutes past 8 in this part of the world. Half an hour or so behind where you are, Rob, and that is what people can expect more of tonight. Here comes Formula One Rocks, though. He likes to go a little bit quicker, doesn't he, once the session's finished, just to sort of drive home the fact that I'm here and I am the number one. And I reckon that looked like a 29.082 to end the session. What a lap!
Unbelievable pace, and we know how quick he is. He's got it in people's heads at the moment that he's just so quick, and that's great for him as well mentally because he's taken 5 wins so far out of 6 races, which is just unbelievable. I mean, the guy's got some incredible pace, and to be doing that in the Ford around here, which is a quite understeery car, that's a fantastic lap.
Here we go. We are ready to go racing. Race 1 of 2 here at Monaco. It's going to be carnage, I'm sure, as they get away off the line. Formula One rocks. A beautiful start, maintains the lead. Sub GT into second. Side by side there, righty. And boy, no carnage as of yet, heading up the hill towards Casino Square. It's Formula One rocks, Sub GT Truss. A couple of guys there at the back. Womp there at the back along with Mickey. And as we come round now, so it's Formula One rocks, 4/10 ahead of Sub GT, and then Truss. So it's the Ford, then it's the 2 Corvettes for company, then 4th is Cart Dude, 5th is V8 Man.
Contact there.
Oh, was there some contact there, Rob?
Yeah, there was going contact between Formula One rocks and Sub GT.
Oh, he's
Formula
around.
Rocks is around. This is absolutely pandemonium. It's a parking lot. It's a parking lot. Everybody's involved in the accident.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. I think Cart Dude got scot-free. Cart Dude's in the lead.
Cart Dude has, I tell you what, we said that there could be carnage. And Stephen Bradbury, aka Cart Dude, has got through all of that. Absolute disaster for Formula One rocks, and it set off a chain reaction, and I reckon about 12 of them were involved at the moment. Lap 11, the final lap of this race. Cart Dude coming around Rascasse through Anthony Nogue's corner for his first win. He's had 3 second places this year, but he is yet to take the top step of the podium until now. Here he comes across the line. He saved it for the most prestigious race on the calendar at Monaco. And spare a thought for this man, Jason Wilkinson. He was talking himself down through the course of the week, but he comes across the line. And here he comes, V8 Man as well, for his first podium of this season.
But, this is just qualifying, and it's almost over and done with.
And one of the classic sayings that I can remember Murray Walker saying many years ago in the original F1 game was, let's take a look at the drivers lower down the order. Anyway, we'll get to that, but Cart Dude finishing in pole position. That's right, pole position, a 128.820 ahead of Formula One rocks in P2. The usual suspects up here, Truss in P3. Cart Dude in P1 ahead of Formula One rocks. So it's Cart Dude, our race winner in the opening race of tonight. We are ready to go. It's first and second. Look at that. They'll be staring down into turn 1 again. Who is going to get the better start here in race 2? They are away. Lights out, away we go. Cart Dude blasts away. Formula One rocks having a look into turn 1. Tries to take the outside for size. He doesn't get through there. Up the hill now. Looks like everyone has got away cleanly. The 2 guys at the back there as well. Coming up through the hill. And Formula One rocks maintaining second position ahead of Truss, and there's a spinner.
That was V8 Man having a half spin there, so he's dropped back through the field. I think he started around about 5th, so that's a bad result for him so far, but I know he can climb up through the field. We know how good he is. He's not a team owner of Formula One rocks for nothing.
Well, like they say, oh, look at that contact. Formula One rocks there and Truss through Lowe's hairpin. Everyone else gets around there cleanly. The 2 green cars at the back. That's right, we haven't forgotten about you two. So far, so good. But this is where the carnage happened last race. But it looks like they've got through cleanly this time around, Rob.
So Formula One rocks is actually looking for the undercut at the moment. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But that's given Cart Dude some breathing room. But that's going to put Formula One rocks into a lot of traffic competition, Trev.
Yes, track position is so important. I don't think there's a track where it is more important as someone's facing the other way there. Just deciding to create another racetrack off to the right-hand corner of your screen, and it's HSV. And he won't be too happy as well.
Oh, no.
Who could forget that scene from Austin Powers?
Oh.
Where he's just give it the old 3-point turn, Dino. Oh boy, how embarrassing for all 18 people too. We've maxed out. Struck again. And Cart Dude. Well, did he get a little bit of a nudge there heading through that final corner, Rob? We didn't see it. We sort of caught that incident late, but Formula One rocks is through, and that is very important. It could be the net race lead.
Oh, I've never seen a car spin out like that with such force before, so I'm sure there would have been a front left corner on the inside there, just giving a bit of a nudge, but yeah.
Few corners, there is some traffic further up ahead, but I don't think that's going to have an impact here tonight. Heading into the swimming pool complex. Oh, he has a look, but he is not going to get through there. Here he comes. Formula One rocks. Look at that 2 second sub GT getting a little bit sideways there. But through Rascass, it's going to be mighty, mighty close. Shades of Mansell and Senna back from the early 90s. We mentioned that too earlier on this evening. But it's going to be Formula One rocks who's going to absorb the pressure and take victory here in race 2 at the Circuit de Monaco. Ahead of Sub GT by 0.4 of a second. Can't do taking the final podium finish.